Not gonna lie, the last time I went out, my plate was expired. Don't tell anybody. But it was perfectly legal because I had the temporary registration paperwork, so... Now we're good for another year. Today, we do this. This is an airlift for the back of the Suburban because it's kind of trash, you know? Like it leans this way. So let's have a look at what comes in this thing. So we have, obviously, instructions, which I'll probably actually read. We have 2 airbags, mounting holes, and an air fitting. And for each airbag, there's 2 mounting plates. One goes on the bottom, obviously, and then one goes here, obviously. And then, axle hardware. That's an exhaust heat shield, which we don't have an exhaust, so we don't need that. But more importantly, the air fittings, various hardware, you know. Have the frame mount, I'm assuming. Well, we'll figure out how that works. And then, what I'm assuming is the bottom mount. So, that. And that. Oh, maybe it goes this way. That makes more sense. And then you got your frame rail thing there. Installation diagram. It basically just tells you, you know, getting started, you need to measure what the normal ride height is. Well, I don't have a normal ride height because this thing's sagging like a you-know-what. So we're going to skip that part. It basically shows a rundown of all the parts that I just showed you. And it tells you to assemble the thing first. And then you need to jack up the suspension, take off the wheels, and then, like, put a stand under the frame and let the rear axle lower. So we'll probably actually do that. Then it says to put the axle strap on there and loosely attach it, just so you can, I guess, get an idea for where you need to mount the frame thing. And then you mark your frame holes and drill them. It's going to be 3/8 holes. 3/8? Yeah, 3/8. It says to do your exhaust heat shield thing, whatever. I don't have an exhaust, so I don't have to worry about that. And whenever I do have an exhaust, I'm going to work around those. So I wish this train would shut up. And then we're here talking about mounting your air lines, because there's 2 air lines. I'm just going to mount them outside the bumper on the corners there, so we'll figure something out there. Yeah, and that's once everything's all bolted into place. So check for leaks, fixing leaks, all that good stuff. And then checklist and the PSI, whatever. So I guess let's get started, huh? Okay, well, I guess bottoms first. This is going to be kind of bad because I don't know if... Well, I guess there's a little slot there, so we're good. So we got our little round thing and our bracket. I'm going to put a lock nut or a lock washer and a washer on it. And then realize I don't have any wrenches. It says to tighten them to 20 foot-pounds, so I guess we'll do that. Alright. Bottom, done. Now this. 2 more lock washers and 2 more regular washers. Yeah, so that's our finished airbag. And then I guess it'll attach under the axle like that. Those will go through the bottom. They have the little square piece on there. And then, you know, you'll put it around your axle and everything will be good in the world. Almost forgot. The air fitting. They already coated it with Teflon. And so, like, this freely spins, so you gotta get a wrench, which I'm assuming is a 7/16, and tighten that. I was incorrect. It was a 1/2 inch. And all I have is this weird 1/2 inch wrench that ratchets, you know? And then this weird fitting, the way it works, I guess, is like, this is a continuous hose and it's pretty long and there's no other ends, it's just these. So I think you just cut it and then you jam it in there and it seals. Alright, well, after what was definitely not horrifying at all, the Suburban is jacked up with no wheels or tires on the back. I do have the front chalked. The suspension is like fully relaxed. We'll cut off this bump stop on both sides and then we'll start drilling holes, I guess. That was a little bit harder than expected. I had to kind of cut it up a lot. So I guess that means these bump stops are well made. But now we have another side to do. Okay, helpful advice. After how long the other one took me, there's 2 rivets on the front and the back of this thing. Instead of trying to cut them perfectly flat right away, cut down the middle of the head of this thing. Well, like, say this is the rivet, kind of grind, you know, up through that and partially into the bracket. It's going to turn the rivet into something that can squish together, and that's really going to help you when you try to pry this stupid thing off of here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this in here. Like so. Okay, well, I thought what we were going to do is just make this simple, but it turns out that I do have to offset this one because the bracket hits the shock, and we don't want that. So we're going to change that real fast. Just so we're clear what I've done, it was in the center hole, and so I'm going to put the slots on the inside, and instead of using the center holes, I'm using these holes because this part hits the shock. So now let's try that again. I'm essentially just going to sit it there, and then I'm going to jack this up until it starts to hit the frame. And now that it's hit the frame, I can drill through that. So I'm just going to drill through this. There's no fuel lines, there's no wiring or anything on the other side of this frame, so I've checked that already. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put the bolt in there, and then I'm going to remove the air shock here from the rest of the assembly. Then I'm going to put the bolt back in here and tighten it down very loosely. And then while this bracket is installed, I will then drill the holes into here, because I had an issue with the drill wanting to wander on the other side, and leaving the bracket in place really helped with that. So I want to make this side easier. I'm wearing the goggles because I got metal in my eye like a year ago or so. And I really don't want to do that again because that was a miserable experience. So goggles it is. Better safe than sorry. That took long enough. Alright, now let's take that off. And now we attach. This is a bolt that I got from like one of those multi-pack kits, because the ones that come with this kit are nylock, and I really don't want to deal with that yet. I want to deal with that when the final install is going on. And then essentially what this is going to do is it's going to hold this thing in place while I drill the holes, because that was really a pain before. Okay, actually I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to drill these off camera and then we'll come back. This is going to be frustrating and I don't want to cuss too much on my channel, so I'm going to loosely attach this. I found it is actually easier this way. I'm going to attach this while the bracket is attached to the truck and tight, and that will make it a little bit easier on me. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now, this is loosely attached. And the reason it's loosely attached and not firmly attached is because the bottom bracket still needs the adjustability to kind of sit on the axle properly. So, I'm going to jack, whoops, I'm on the frame. I'm going to jack the truck up so that the bottom plate is resting on the axle, and then we'll tighten everything down. I guess I'll tighten these guys up. And it did say 20 foot-pounds, which means we're just going to feel it out. So I'm not taking a torque wrench in this tight area, I'm sorry. But isn't, what, is 20 pounds? That's like, that's nothing. Okay, we're good. Now I need to quickly grab the straps and the bolts for that. Alright, we're going to put the straps on here, hopefully before this loud idiot comes by. You can't see one of the straps, but I'm not going to skip it, so you know I'm going to do it. Pop you up here. Do that very carefully. Oh, well, what do you know? It's on there. I thought that was going to be way more trouble than it was. Oh my god, I haven't made any progress at all. And you just keep going one side and one side until you're kind of like even, then you can tighten them down. Okay, now I'll do the strap that you can't see, and we'll give her a little airing up. Okay, all that's left now, I've routed the air hoses, but you don't need to know where I routed those, because I don't need you to know where I routed those. And you might be saying, but Jess, you don't trust us? No! I don't trust anybody. Not even myself. I'm just kidding, actually. But I don't need this video being seen by someone who's nearby. And having them let the air out of here or cut my hoses or something like that. Because that would be kind of unfortunate. So, the location of my air hoses is a mystery. You know what won't remain a mystery is how garbage the chrome is on these things. I think this was like $5 for a set of 20 of these things from Rock Auto. I was always trying to find the correct side of this, so I just spray painted the correct side red, and now I don't really have to look for it. Alright, well, maiden voyage here. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, well that was it. That was a very easy install. The sketchiest part I think about that was, you know, raising the Suburban up and letting the axle down because it kind of wanted to lean. But we got it done. So, easy enough. Now I can enjoy level riding whenever I'm driving. It won't be tilted to the left and rear. And it'll look a little bit better. And then hopefully whenever I ever have to move and tow a trailer, that will help with that as well. But that's all I got for now, so you be good while I'm gone. I'll see you next time. Have a good week.